my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your crumpets together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat.
Can't wait. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat. It's time to dish tea with Big Meat.
Darling.
And hello, hello. To all of my tea sippers, my crumpet dunkers, honey, my tea brewers, my pot stirrers, and my tea leaf readers, honey. What's your tea, darling? What's your tea? Excuse me. It's another glorious day out here. And I know you have all of your crumpets together, my darling, because you know what time it is, honey. It's time to dish tea, and you are dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meat. What's up? I know most of y'all gonna probably trickle in because y'all still watching the Super Bowl and carrying on. Y'all know I'm not a big football fan and carrying on, but I got it on and things of that nature so I can find out who win and all that. If I say I'm going for anybody, the Bengals was the underdogs. I'd like to go for the underdogs. I'm trying to go for them, but okay, we're gonna see what's up. But nonetheless, we got some things going on and carrying on, honey. Today is Sunday, so you know it is I said what I said Sundays, right? Now y'all know what we do over in here, right? That means that you guys get to be our co-host. Now my co-hosts are gonna take their time coming up in here. Big Red is at a Super Bowl party, okay? So him being at a Super Bowl party, honey, means that he probably won't get in here until after the game if we're still up and running. As far as Nikki be here in a minute, and carrying on. I'm putting in the link here so that y'all can come on up in here at the appropriate time. Okay. So yeah, did y'all catch the halftime show? Okay, now y'all know most of us, that's all we want is the halftime show, right? And I just looked at it, and the way how they came out at the end and set up. Who was the one child with the braids, honey? I didn't know who he was. But didn't everybody look like I called them the hip hop version of the Justice League because they looked like Dr. Dre was Superman, Snoop was Batman, Mary J was Wonder Woman, Eminem was Aquaman, 50 Cent was Green Lantern. And the other child, I don't know who the other child was. I don't know who he was. Okay. And y'all, take my black card from me, honey, on my hip hop card, because I don't know who he was. So, yeah, I'm gonna call him Cyborg. But nonetheless, that was a really good halftime show. That was a really good halftime show. Now, listen, we're gonna do something a little bit different this go round. Because yes, this is a don't come out of a bag. I mean, not come. Well, yeah, that was Kendrick Lamar. Was it really? Oh my goodness! See, I'm not used to him looking like that, and then I don't know that song that he said. Oh, okay, wow. I feel like 2 Cent waiting for change. Okay, anywho, okay, wow. Okay, for Kendrick. Okay. But in any event, you guys know that usually we put the link in so that you guys can come on up in here because I said what I said Sunday, honey. We get to talk about any and everything that's on your mind, honey, right here, right now. But we got 2 caveats. The first one is, if you come up in here think you can come out of a bag, baby, you will get, listen. We're not in for the fuckery or the bullshit. You understand? If you come up in here correctly. Okay? Because if you come out of a bag, we're going to come out of a bigger bag. That's the first one and the most important one. The second one is similar to the first one. And that is, if you come in here and have a point and your point gets challenged, do not get in your feelings if somebody challenges your point, okay? All we need to do is have healthy discussion and just be able to stand in your convictions. That's all. Stand for what you stand for. We know how to agree to disagree, right? Just don't become disagreeable, okay? Because see, then if you become disagreeable, then that means you're starting to come out of a bag, and then you will get dealt with accordingly. See, and that there. But before we get started with that, I posted the link, so if you guys want to come in, you can. But before we get started with that, I have a very special guest this evening. And this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful education for us because, my darlings, with all of this talk that we have going on now, especially these last 6 years, okay, as far as Second Amendment rights and stuff are concerned, everybody's on this thing of, I got to get a gun, and I'm not necessarily on that bandwagon just yet. However, because of the type of work that I do, I'm a professional security officer. I've never fired a weapon. Never had to. Okay. However, times are changing, and they're trying to get cute with us to where they want us to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? So in that, I've asked this young man to come on because as we're celebrating Black History Month, we have to give him his props because he's a part of Black history, being that he has founded, created, and is the president of the only African-American, in fact, that's what he's called, the National African-American Gun Association. Is now, this is 2022, so it's 7 years old on the 28th of this month. It'll be 7 years old, and it's the first and only one of its kind with different chapters across the country. And we're going to get into some things and get some education done, and hopefully dispel some myths. And then, I'm gonna ask a couple of hard questions because, we just need to get to the bottom line of a couple of things. Okay. So without any further ado, we're going to welcome. This is Mr. Philip Smith, Soboyede, and I'm tearing that last name up, child.
It's okay. You did great. You sound great.
Okay.
Soboyede.
Say it again.
Soboyede.
Soboyede.
Correct.
Oh, okay. So I'm trying to get all the syllables. I'm trying to get that other E. Okay.
Just skip over it. It's good.
Okay. Mr. Soboyede. Okay,
Yes,
I got it. Well, thank you for coming.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
I'm very appreciative of this. I reached out to him on LinkedIn, y'all. I was like, well, first off, I forgot how we came about it. I am in the business of making sure that I'm doing my part to rebuild Black Wall Street. So I'm on this thing of everything Black owned and this, that, and the other. I'm looking forward to, to bring on and to promote, and hopefully they become sponsors and all that kind of jazz so that we can build our own. And we got to talking about Black gun ownership or whatever. And I started doing a little research, and that's how I came across NAGA.
Correct.
And I was like, oh, you have got to be playing. Okay. And so there was that. And I reached out to Mr. Smith on LinkedIn a year ago. He's like, yeah, bring me on. And we had lazy. And I said, okay. Then I said, okay, fine, let me get down to it. So I had to go find the email, and now we're here. Great. And that's the backstory of all of this. I want to get started. My other co-host is here, Nikki. She's here. Nikki, I'm finna bring you in. Okay. She's going to be down. That means her hair ain't done.
You're wrong.
No, we real over here, baby. Okay. So what I want to do, I want to get started. Of course, let's start with the basics. Let's start with why NAGA exists and the importance of why you felt you had to start it.
Well, back in 2015, I went to a gun range for the first time, and because I was raised in California, a little town called Vallejo, California, Northern Cal.
Yeah.
Not a lot of guns out there, for our family. We weren't anti-gun, we weren't pro-gun. We weren't talking about guns.
Right.
Just your normal being raised in a predominantly Black neighborhood, loved it, but I just didn't talk about guns because it wasn't something I was concerned about. But when I moved out into Georgia in 2002, different world in Georgia. Everybody's got guns.
Mm-hmm.
Fathers give their sons guns. Mothers pass down guns to their daughters. Families had get-togethers. They had picnics. They had shooting contests, hunting, fishing, all that good stuff. So make a long story short, for 13 years, I was just meeting good folks who liked guns and had guns. And it changed my perception. And finally, in 2015, I went to the gun range with two friends that I work with and had a very good experience. I mean, I loved it. I was there for 3 hours. I shot everything. I thought I was Rambo. I mean, just really a good environment.
Okay.
I mean, and I say all that to say, at the end of that 3 hours, I kind of looked around and said, if I can have this much fun as a Black man with no experience, let me put together an organization that can act as a bridge for the rest of my community. Okay. And that's what I did. I put it out, and I didn't think I'd get more than 300 people. The first month I got 400 people. The next month I got 600 people. By the end of the first year, I had 8,000 people.
Wow.
No advertising, no marketing, just strictly folks coming in saying, hey, I heard got this guy named Philip. He's got this organization. I want to join. And that's how it started. And that's where we're right now, about 45,000 members. We have over 100 chapters. On average, we average about 1,000 new members per month. So it's been a great ride. And I've just been enjoying it because I get people from every aspect of our community. Democrat, Republican, gay, straight, rich, poor, dumb, grumpy, you name it. We get it.
Wait. Press pause.
Yes, sir.
Said gay, straight, dumb, broke. Wait, I wasn't ready for dumb, but okay.
He meant everybody. Everybody.
Everybody.
Not everyone.
Okay.
Not everyone, but everybody.
Everybody.
Okay. Now, you know what? Okay. Wow. Now, you just piqued my interest because, like you, I haven't gone yet. Although Nikki, listen, Nikki is a military wife, so this is her thing. Okay.
I used to be a military wife, but I just love.
Right. Well, right. But
don't be putting that back on me. Don't nobody.
No, I didn't mean it like that. As far as why guns are important in her life.
Yeah.
Being a military wife or a former military wife, and this, that, and the other. My other co-host, Red, he's former military. He's a Navy. Okay, so they're all. I'm gonna say pressuring me, but they
Here we are. We just want to because we want them to be able to get comfortable with it. You know what I mean? Because being comfortable with it, see, it's the people who don't know how to use the guns that be real scary and stuff, and that's why they shooting up people and shooting at everybody except for the person they was trying to shoot.
Right.
Because they don't know what the hell they doing.
Right.
So we want you to be comfortable enough to say, if you had to use the firearm, you know what you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, it's interesting that after going to the range for the first time,
right,
it opened you up enough to start this organization. Now, here, this question may be unfair. This may be one of the unfair questions. I don't have a natural an order. I'm just going up in here because coming out with NAGA.
Yeah.
What was the backlash from the NRA? Because oftentimes, all the thing we hear is the NRA, we got the good old boys, who holler about Second Amendment rights and carrying on. Now we have something that's targeted African American Gun Association.
Right.
What was that like for you in the beginning of all this, as far as press, as far as the comparisons between the two, if any,
right,
and all of that? What has that been?
I'll be honest with you. The first probably year, it was tough. I mean, everyone that I had spoke to who initially heard about my thoughts about starting the organization and when I initially started it, kind of gave me a lot of pushback because they just didn't believe or feel comfortable with Black folks coming together in an organized, legal way to learn about guns. And we're talking, I'm going to stress, legal and lawful.
Mm-hmm.
We have certified instructors that come in every time. It was just very, very planned out. It was nothing chaotic. And I got a lot of pushback. But until they saw the progress we were making, then we start getting military, law enforcement. We start getting people that were, quote unquote, respected in the community joining, lawyers, doctors, engineers, nurses start joining. And those folks had a good reputation. So when they're saying these folks are joining, the organization can't be that bad. And when they looked into the organization, they peeled back the cover. It was a very good organization and still is. So we've met the standards that anyone could put out there. But I made it a point early on, after about my 6 months, I said, I'm not going to worry about any other organizations out there. I'm aware of them, obviously. I read about them, but I'm going to be laser focused on Black folks unapologetically. I'm going to protect our Black women. I'm going to protect our Black men. And I'm going to provide an environment for our Black boys and girls who are interested, with their parents' permission,
right,
come and learn. And that's
what is it? They only, what is it? 10 years old? The kids can go to the range.
Typically, I like to see 13.
Yeah, because I
They
know
can come earlier, but I like
used
13.
to go to when I first saw that years ago. I was like 10.
Yeah.
These white folks ain't playing about these.
No, man. Other communities,
they have whole
they go.
teams, like 10-year-old teams,
shooting teams. Yes. And you know what, Nikki, they can shoot.
I know.
They can outshoot most men.
Listen, wait till Lily turns 10 or 13. I'll wait till she turns
13. Okay, and I think this is where my trepidation comes in at. And maybe because I'm not. No, my mother knew how to shoot. We just never had guns in the house because of her temperament.
Okay.
She was a hunter. My mother learned how to hunt from my grandfather, and all that. I had an uncle who was a police officer, but my mother just didn't want guns in the house because her temperament. And she knew I was very precocious. I'm the firstborn, so I was very precocious. So my trepidation when I see that, I understand the sentiment. You know, you want to give children the skill set, and the other, and to teach them the right way. I just think when I hear that and when I see that, particularly, and this may sound racist as hell, particularly when I see that coming from white folks who teach their little babies how to do that. You know, when I'm seeing them on the range and shooting in the backyard and shooting the cans and blah, blah, blah. For me, in my head, and I know this is a mental block, it just seemed like they were setting up for the kill. Based on us in this country, it just seemed like they were setting up for the kill, and they're teaching them how to, as young as they can, how to take out Black folks. That's just in my head. And I'm trying to shake it, but I don't know how, because I've seen just in my experiences of being around gun owners who are always about, it's never about protection. It's always about killing somebody. You know, I'm gonna blow somebody up. I'm a bitch. Look, I'm put a cap in their ass. You know, it's always about taking somebody out. It has never been about protection. And so that I think that's where my trepidation is with a lot of gun owners and carrying on. So my question to you would be, because you're stating legal and law abiding. So let's get into that about what that means, because we have a lot of gun laws on the books. Either they're not being enforced, or folks are not doing their job because they want to create new, gun laws or safer gun laws. But if they're already on the books, what laws are not being enforced?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question, and I'm gonna try to answer it, but it's not a silver bullet answer I could give you.
I got it. I accept that, because it requires research, because hell, we don't know,
Right, but I will say this regarding gun lawful and legal. When I say that, I mean someone that does not have a felony, someone that hasn't been arrested for domestic violence, someone that quote unquote can pass a background check. That's who would be a good candidate for our organization. That's typically the person And I'll say this, 70% of the folks that come through our door have never shot a gun every month. And that's at least 1,000 folks coming through the door every month.
Wow.
These 700 of them have never shot a gun. I'm just saying, you know what, Philip? I shot a gun so long ago, I don't remember. So I'm going to start all over. And we say, come on in, brother. We're going to give you a high five. We're going to give you a hug. And we're going to welcome you into our organization.
Mm-hmm.
I want to answer the latter part of that question, but it's a deep answer, but I'll answer it very quickly. If we're really serious about the discussion of gun violence in this country, I'm going to give you 3 examples. Let's take South Central Los Angeles from California, where I come from, my state, South side of Chicago, and let's take Southwest Atlanta. Those are 3 areas that are unrelated, but they are very, very related because they have features that are the same. They have schools that are horrible. They have adversarial police at best. They have a prison to pipeline in terms of the schools that the kids go to. And the worst thing is that when they come out of these schools, they have no viable skills. They have went through a process where they really can't communicate in the mainframe of society. They don't know how to interview. Their dress, their mannerism is just so on the fringe of society. They are deemed on the outskirts. And the worst thing is that by the time they're 22 and 23, they got 3 or 4 felonies. So they can never get a job. And I'm asking you, Nikki and Red, a question. If you can't get a job, you have felonies on your docket by the time you're 23 and 24. What are you going to do to feed the babies at your house? Because you got babies at home.
Exactly.
You're going to do whatever you need to do. You're going
to the street.
You're going to rob. You're going to use a bat. You're going to use a chain. You're going to use a spear. And yes, you will use a gun. Is a gun a part of that process? Yes. But it's not the reason why folks are out there. The reason they're out there is because the system is failing them.
Right.
And we have to be honest in that assessment. I'll take ownership of it. I'll take ownership because I'm part of that whole process.
Part of it, yeah.
But we have to say, okay, this is the reason. Let's go after the real disease, not just the symptoms and put a Band-Aid on the symptoms.
Right.
Let's go after what's really driving these young kids, these young boys out nowadays. They don't want to hear it. They want to hear excuses. They want to say, give me something I can have tangible in my hand that's going to take care of my family.
Right now. And they want it right now.
And they want it right now.
Yeah.
And be honest with you, they've been bull. I'm not going to curse, but they've been given a lot of bull for a lot of years, and they're tired of it. So are guns a part of that discussion? Yes, but if we're really going to get into the meat of gun violence in South Central LA or South side of Chicago or here in Atlanta, let's look at those areas where that violence is taking place. Because it's not happening up there in Ackworth and Kennesaw. It's not.
Yeah.
They got more guns. They got more guns than any. And I think Kennesaw is the only city in America where it's mandated where you have to have
mandated to have a gun.
Right.
You see a lot of gun violence there? No.
A gun.
So it's not the gun. It's the environment where these kids are at, and we gotta care for them. We gotta honestly say, you know what? I care for my brother. I care for my sister. How can we develop a plan to help them truly? And I'm not talking political talk. I'm talking real talk.
Right there. That part. Okay.
Boots on the ground help. Not
okay. Let me go here. Because I like where you're going with that. Let me. I want to piggyback on that as far as the system being what the system is.
Correct.
A few years ago, and I was on point with these children. I don't know if you remember when they had the rally downtown in Atlanta. And they were talking about Second Amendment rights and carrying on and all of that. And the Democrats trying to take our gun from us, Lord. Yeah. And there was a black guy on the news, and I was with him until he said this statement. He said, well, you know, the Second Amendment gives us the right to bear arms, and it is my constitutional right to protect myself and to protect my family. And, you know, and as an American citizen, you know, it's as American as apple pie. Then he said, well, if the robbers and the killers got weaponry, I need to make sure that I got the kind of power that I need to get the job done.
Mm-hmm.
When he said that, I completely shut down.
Mm.
But why though, Meech?
Why? I'm gonna tell you why.
If they got all of that, then I need to.
No, I'm gonna tell you why. Because my thought is this: the whole argument has always been you always hear guns don't kill people, people kill people. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thing with that is tell the truth. The truth of the matter is, I got this because I'm gonna take you out. Okay, a lot of folks are in that mindset when they go to the range, and we've had this conversation before, Nikki. For the targets and stuff are concerned, the targets are upper torso.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Targets
you're
are
not
upper
taught
torso.
to. You're not taught to maim.
So
or
you're
stuff.
not taught to
Yeah.
maim or whatever, and then where the 10 is right here at the heart or whatever. So everybody trying to go to the 10 to hit the 10.
I mean, but like, remember I said when I would go to the range that I went to, the targets that I would shoot was like whole zombies.
Okay.
So I love shooting them just because I'm a little crazy like that. And so I did, like, I would be able to shoot in the leg and stuff. Like the first time I shot at 12 gauge, the man who would be in the back, he said, "Now what that man do to you?" Because it was my first time shooting it. I didn't know it. I told y'all, when I go to the range, I go fully dressed with heels and everything on. And I do that for a reason, because we work in entertainment. Some shit pop off when we out in the street or at the club. I need to know that if I had to pull out my firearm, that I can use it with them damn heels and stuff.
Right.
So, and the man, because he asked me one day, he said, "Well, every time you come, you look so cute and stuff, and you just be." He said, "Well, what you be doing?" And I told him. He said, and because I had to say I was sorry because I misjudged the man because he was an old big white man, and in my mind, he probably didn't like us. But baby, when I told him why I would come like that, he said, "Well, shit, I'd roll with you any day."
Really?
But I would get that target, and like I said, the first time I shot the 12 gauge, and I didn't know, I knew it was gonna be kickback. Everybody prepared me for it. My sister been shooting them for a long time. She told me to, but it still wasn't enough because I felt like I was about to be blown out the back of the goddamn door.
Wow.
And the first pellets, when they shatter, it got them all down in the groin and stuff. And the man was like, "What that man do to you?"
Wow.
Well, okay, and now with that, and I've always said that the message is not necessarily truthful. If we come at the message of saying, "Listen, this is more than it's about the survival of the fittest. If I got to pull this, I'm going to take you out. It's not about. It's no longer protection. I'm taking you out." Okay. And I really believe that in most cases, if the message is just truthful that way, I think it's easier to swallow, because a lot of the messaging is about, the whole idea with no guns don't kill folks, people kill folks. I'm like, nigga, if you don't cut that bullshit out, especially when you are, hollow points versus, you specialize it in the bullets. You sit up there, okay, well, hell, you even train the folks. You want pellets in this one, then a live round next one, because the first shot is a warning shot, and it just be pellets. So if this is the mindset that a lot of folks are going in, is that natural? Is it that, or is that part of the game? Because see, that's where my trepidation come in at when it comes down to this.
I don't think the responsible people, the responsible gun owners who go about this the right way and go to get training and stuff, really think that that their mindset is to go and kill somebody. It's really on I'm going to protect myself if I have to. Now, if you have to die for me to live, that's not my problem. That's yours, because you shouldn't have did what you did. That would make me be in that position. I'm just dead ass serious. If you
can I co-tell what Nikki's saying?
I gotta protect me.
I think Nikki's got onto something. 99% of the folks that come through our door, and most doors, any across the country, I don't care what color, they basically want to have the ability to protect themselves at home and keep the gun in the door right next to their bed. That's 99% of the people. And most of the mindset is that, hey, I just want to protect my own. I'm not looking to be a bully. I'm not going to run down the street with my gun on my hip, and I'm not looking for trouble. Most people don't do that. But to your point, Meech, there is a small percentage that has that macho or that estrogen pumping up where they just feel like they're looking for trouble.
Yeah.
Those are the folks we need to sit down with and say, "Listen, brother, listen, sister, this is the way you don't want to do it, because trust me, you're going to run into somebody else that's a little better with the gun than you are, and they're going to handle you. So let's calm it down and go correctly."
And some people do it for sport. Remember, it is a sport.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you when I first came to Georgia, so I hadn't, it wasn't about the military thing or anything like that anymore.
Yeah.
When I start going, it was a stress reliever for me.
Yeah.
It was the biggest stress reliever. I could go in there with 50 pounds of stress on my head.
Yeah. Yeah.
I go in there and light them things up, and I come out happy as hell. It's gone. It's like whatever you say to me, it done bounced off now because I'm cool now. It's
you got it out. You got it out.
I didn't even have a gun in the house. I would go to the range. My friends down here, they had different guns and stuff like the rifles and the 9mm and stuff. And then you can rent the guns at the range and stuff too. Once I started going, it was like, okay, this is what I can do when I get super stressed out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Without having to kill nobody. I can go shoot the damn target all up.
Right. Okay. Right. Okay. And take it out on the target versus somebody.
I can take it out on the target.
And I've always thought about that. But Phil, let me ask you, coming in, because here's another unfair question.
Okay. Shoot, go ahead. They're all fair.
I preface that because it may not be it may not be just black and white for an answer.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, because we're dealing with a lot of folks now are getting guns because of the retaliation that we're having with the police department. We got a lot of black babies being killed, and this, that, and other from police brutality and violence and carrying on. In that, how is it that a lot of times a lot of folks have been asking, well, where's the NRA, especially when we have Philando Castile, when he was a law-abiding gun owner. He said, he told the truth. Yes, the weapon is in the backseat. He did everything. And you hear, well, where's the NRA? How come nobody's stepping up to protect him? How come nobody is doing this? And again, I don't know if you've gotten that as far as how come, that's a black man. How come the black gun organization didn't do anything? What is it, or is there a responsibility for the organizations, because we say, okay, we are looking at doing this from a legal perspective and from a perspective of, we're doing this the right way. Is there a bigger responsibility for the community to speak out on these kind of issues, or what is that?
I mean, you hit me right in my heart, because this is what I really have a passion for. Are we a gun organization? Absolutely. Are we a 501c4? Absolutely. Our core mission is to train black folks to, like I said, to learn how to shoot a gun, select a gun, and be able to protect themselves. But I believe, and this is me speaking for the organization, we have a dedicated and bounded duty to our community. Always. Otherwise, why are we here? Just to go hang out on the weekends and shoot bullets? Anybody could do that. I believe that any and every time a black man is killed under any circumstances, that he was assassinated, executed, or attacked, we have to speak out collectively. When Philando Castile got shot, broke my heart. I spoke out. I made a statement on publicly on social media. Had a meeting with our executive team. There's a young brother, Amir Locke, that was just recently.
Yes, God, yeah.
In Minneapolis, I spoke out about that. We had a big meeting. I'm tired of having big meetings, but the point I'm trying to make it, we have to be diligent in talking to the community, because when it gets to that point, we have to come to and surround each other with each other and protect each other. Because if somebody or some group who has not our best interest at heart keeps coming at us, we have to be able to protect ourselves.
Exactly.
I'm not a person to make blame or make excuses. I just look at what we have to do and don't apologize for it. We have to speak out and protect black men and black women in this country, because if we don't, who will?
Right.
Nobody. I'm not dependent on any other organization to speak for black people but us. If you call me and say, Phil, somebody that I know has been shot, we're going to take time to reach out to that family, find out what's going on, and put it on social media and put pressure on the authorities to find out what really took place. Because the one thing we can't do, and this is what I said after Philando Castile, and after I said when I found out about Amir Locke, the one thing we cannot do is to shudder in the corner and say, you know what? He was a law-abiding citizen, so I'm gonna take my gun here and I'm gonna put it away. Like we're a sub-American or a discounted citizen. Our ancestors have fought and died for Meech, for Nikki, for Red, for myself to stand here and have this conversation tonight. Exactly. It doesn't mean we're gonna have a kumbaya and agree with everything, but our ancestors have died for us. So we have to represent and talk about the real issues when it comes up to gun violence within our community.
Okay, someone is at Dawn. Is there a chapter in the Tampa Bay area?
Yes, there is. And you can go to www.naaga.co, click on chapters, and it'll give you a list of, just click on the state, and it'll give you a list of chapters in that particular state.
Okay. Now let's piggyback off of that, being a voice of the community, because now here's the flip side of that question.
Yes,
or
sir.
maybe not the flip side. It's the external question, because Black Lives Matter. You know, we got those who say Black lives don't matter, because if black folks would want about Black Lives Matter, then they would go to Chicago, they go to Detroit, they go to South Atlanta, they go there because these folks got all these guns and everybody getting these guns illegally. You know, they would do something about that as an organization. What is it that you guys train, say, do, speak out about the public? Because going back to the guy I mentioned in the news report, he did have a point as far as the weaponry. You know, the criminals got better weapons than the damn law enforcement.
Right.
You know, so in understanding that, what is it that NAGA is able to do, represent, or speak about, or teach, or whatever, as far as with your organization, to where we could start some of this internal cleanup?
We're getting to the point, from a number standpoint, we're getting 45, 50,000 folks. We can literally, I can pick the phone up or go to my computer, send one message, it goes out to 40,000 members and say, something happened around the corner from Meech's house. This is what happened. We need to back that brother up. Make sure you call his elected official in that area, flood the zone, flood the phones, send emails, put pressure on businesses in that area. Make sure that the police support Meech or support Nikki. We're getting to that point, not all the way, but we're starting with some traction. And I believe that's I'll say this, and I don't want to sound like I'm over the top, but I think that's our bigger mission.
Oh, dig it.
Are we about guns? Yes, we are about guns. But I do believe we have a communal responsibility to help Black folks that need help.
Okay.
I think about that single Black mother living in the quote unquote hood that can barely afford a gun, that needs someone to advocate for her so she doesn't have to go through a number of hoops to get that gun.
Right.
That's where we come in. I think about that brother going to work late at night, and he wants to have the legal right to carry a gun because he's in a tough area and he's walking to his car at 11 o'clock at night. That's when our organization comes in. And I'm also thinking about the woman that's been raped, who's looking for some, and I've talked to many sisters who have been raped that join our organization. They're saying, Philip, I don't want this to happen again. I don't want to take the victim mentality. What can I do?
Right.
Come on to our organization. We're going to give you free lessons. We're going to show you how to protect yourself, and we're going to give you continual lessons to the point where you get very comfortable with a gun. That's our real long-term responsibility as a Black organization. And quite frankly, as a 63-year-old Black man, that's what I live for. That's what I'm here for.
How old?
He said 63.
Baby, let me tell y'all something about us old people. Look at it.
Okay. What you how is 50 or 63?
I'm 63.
63.
All y'all kids better start drinking some.
Okay, we'll
be
be 52 this year. So you got us about 9. Okay.
Yeah, y'all youngins. Y'all youngins over here.
But we all still look good. Okay.
Yeah, but we know Black don't crack. We look good.
Okay.
We look good.
Okay, now let's go here, because see now again, this may seem to be unfair, or maybe not the target goal. Okay. Partnering with, we are in this whole thing, you know, the Power to the People children.
Right.
About
He loves saying it.
I do. But there's a reason why, because when I say that, it's derogatory when I say it, because of the people who are so power to the people, they're so damn Black to where they ain't nothing else. Okay, and the rhetoric that come out their mouth it has a point, but to a point. But anyway, the Power to the People children are advocating that, you know, we come together, you know, we learn firearms and martial arts and this, that, and the other. Does NAGA partner with self-defense martial arts experts or whatever, or is that not your mission?
Our mission is guns, but we'll partner with anybody that has a program or a message that can be integrated with our people if it's going to help protect them further. I'll say that right now. I'll speak for anybody in the organization. If someone's a martial art artist and they say, Phil, I want to teach Black women. Come on in. We're going to help you.
Mm-hmm.
We'll teach them with the guns. You teach them how to fight, with their hands and their feet. Anything that
we
makes
might
sense.
have to do some talk so we can get you to come in with passionate riders.
We love to do it. We love to do it. We love to do it. Our goal is to be an open tent organization where we are, without any strings attached, help people.
Okay.
And help people, even if somebody doesn't like us but needs our help, we're going to help them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sometimes in our organization, because we are so large, you might be sitting down next to somebody that you may not really like. But the one thing that keeps you together is that you have respect for the Second Amendment and you realize guns have a place. It's not everything, but guns have a place if used properly and handled properly.
You know what that just reminded me of? It reminds me of like family when we fighting.
Oh, yeah.
The Tiffany Haddish thing. One thing about siblings, I could talk about her. She can talk about me, but y'all can't say nothing about
neither one. Right. Okay, right.
Right, because that's family.
Like one of those things, like, yeah, I might not like you right now, but if I need to stand by your side, that's what I'm doing.
Right. Okay.
That's what I hear, and I love that.
Yeah. Okay. And one thing I want to make sure Mitch, Nikki, Red, all you guys understand, we're not a perfect organization, but we strive for perfection.
Right.
I believe that if we continue doing what we're doing and really trying to reach out to Black folks from every avenue, every aspect of society, we'll be a better for it. We have a saying in our organization. I'll make sure I get this out. We agree to disagree, but we don't disconnect. And that means that Meech calls me and says, Philip, I'm really upset with you because you're promoting open carry. And my job as a Black man in NAGA is not to say, well, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. My job is to shut my mouth and say, okay, Meech, tell me your journey philosophically, how you got to that point, and then I'll tell you my perspective. And we should have a conversation back and forth. That's what we're supposed to do. That's how conversations get started, and that's how solutions come about, when you have discussions that are goal-oriented as opposed to, well, he's wrong or she's wrong. That's the wrong way to go about it.
Okay.
I think that's most important because you get to understand why somebody is feeling the way that they do. Like me, you be real passionate about because I even asked him, I said, Meech, I saw this gun. It's a non-lethal gun. I said, baby, this thing is pretty too. I said, it shoot mace balls, rubber bullets, and what's that stuff that police be throwing, tear gas. I said, now if somebody make me mad enough to use that, I'm gonna empty a clip of mace balls on your ass, and then I'm gonna shoot your ass with some rubber bullets. I am, because you should have did whatever you did and make me get to that damn point. You try to rob me, rape me, hurt one of my damn kids or my grandkids. Yes.
Yeah.
And then, because I was trying to offer him different solutions. I know how he feels about the firearm, so I'm like, I just want you to know how to shoot. You can get you another lethal one.
Part of that about my personal thing with firearms is, number one, I have to get used to them, because I've not been around those. So that's the first thing. I do know that I don't want nothing real pussy, because I've had a 22 in my hand. And I'm like, this ain't this, it felt wimpy.
Yeah, but a 22 will go in and do some real damage. You gotta understand.
But now you see how you just did all that. See, right? It's gonna do damage. See, that's the kind of talk that gets me leery, because it's like, I'm not necessarily trying to do damage. If I'm trying to get you up off me, I'm But
that was my reason for telling you, like, you think because the 22 is like little, them bullets that go in the 22, they got the ones that will go in and.
But now here's the thing. Now here's the hypocrisy in my statement. Okay, the hypocrisy in it is, I said it felt pussy because of my big ass hand, and it felt wimpy. It wasn't masculine enough. How about that? How about that?
He don't really want to shoot it, but he don't want that little.
Right. I didn't want it to be so girly. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So I've had a 357. My uncle,
that's a big gun.
I know.
That's a very big gun.
Well, I didn't fire it though. I just had it in my hand. Okay. My uncle had given me and my brother some clothes, and he didn't realize that he left the gun in the bag. So when we went for it, honey, I went and grabbed it. I'm like, oh my God, he left his gun. And I had it. It was still in the holster or whatever. He still had the safety on it. And he came right back immediately and got there. And my mother said, because he know me. Okay, this is her brother. No, he know me.
Mhm.
And this, that, and the other. So I've had that. And then I've had well here, Red just had me hold his gun.
Oh
You know,
yeah.
we were over at what's the name's house, and he was trying to show me the differences in the weight and the weight of his. Other, oh, this is cute. It's enough to say I got something in here. It's
Right.
not real rambunctious. You know, it's just a kind of I do it like I do cell phones. I can't have nothing that don't make me feel like I got a phone. Because if it's too light, I need something just enough to wear whatever and all of that. But that's my own trepidation with guns, because I'm not been around them to understand it and carry it on. And
some people do need to know like their temperaments and stuff like that. Like, remember, what was that about 2 months ago? My daughter was robbed at gunpoint.
Mhm.
And when I called them, I said, I thank God she didn't have her gun. Because she is definitely licensed to carry and she definitely knows how to damn use it. I was so happy that she didn't have it, because we've had a lot of stress going on in our family in this last year. And my thing was, had she had it, when that boy pulled that gun on her little ass, she weighed like 110 pounds.
right.
Oh, wow.
But had he, had she had hers and she pulled hers, like, I believe she would have shot and then he would have shot and it would have been one big mess.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was very happy to know. She was like, my damn, my God. I said, oh, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord, thank you, Lord. Because I know, like right now, the state that she's in, and she knows it too, so that's why she wasn't carrying it. She know that every little thing was driving her crazy. We just been under a lot. And I was like, well, I was happy that you knew yourself enough that you don't go out and carry it with you, because you know all the things that are weighing on your mind.
Right, right. That's a great point, because sometimes, like to your point, Nikki, you shouldn't have that gun if your head isn't right.
Right.
Because you might do something wrong. I'm probably the biggest person at fault of doing this. You might react and then say afterward, I shouldn't have did that. With a gun,
Right.
there is no comeback.
It ain't no comeback.
If you pull that trigger, typically somebody's gonna go down.
Right.
Right. And okay, Aaron says, I want to learn how to shoot a gun, but I'm not sure if I want to own a gun full time. Is that cool?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can go to the range, they can rent a gun for the hours they were there, 2 or 3 hours, and get a good experience, and then say, you know what? I like it or I don't like it. The one thing I want to stress for Aaron and anyone else like it, if you're sitting down and you think about having a gun, the first thing you do is rethink it and say, you know what? Do I need to get that gun? Is my lifestyle where I need to integrate that into my lifestyle? For some people, it should always be a big no. I got relatives that I always say, you never need to get a gun for a lot of reasons. Right. But if you do want to make that step, go down to the range, rent a gun, talk to as many different people, because different people have different answers. And then for yourself, decide what's good for you. Meech, you might want to have a shotgun just at home, just in case the ultimate encounter happens.
Right.
You might want to have something that you can carry in her purse when she's walking around town. Red might want to have something that's a little different. We're all different. I'm a little guy. I'm 5'8". I'm about 200 pounds. My hands are medium size. I can't handle a 357 like you, Meech. 357 is too much for me. So I got a 9mm. At home, I got a couple shotguns because I'm not a great shot. But if you come through that door with a shotgun, I'll hit you.
It's gonna hit you somewhere, because that's going
to hit you somewhere. I may not kill you, but I'm gonna slow you down, and that's all I want to do.
Right.
So I just want to make sure.
Wow. Well, that's why I said I might get that non-lethal firearm. I'm really thinking about getting it, because no, I don't want to kill nobody, but right. I do want to slow you the hell down. And like I said, if you piss me off because you done came in this damn house, yes, I'm gonna empty the whole goddamn clip of mace balls on your ass and have some water on my milk on my face. And then I'm gonna shoot you in the ass with a rubber bullet before I call 911. And
I do want to stress one point, because this is something I got many conversations in the last 2 or 3 years. If someone breaks into your house, you have the right to protect yourself. But if you're out in the street and you get an altercation, that person doesn't have a gun, if you pull that trigger, you're gonna go to jail. Unless you can prove without a doubt that person was trying to kill you. and you quote unquote feared for your life. So make sure when you have a firearm, that's the very last point that you have. You have no alternative. You tried to hide, you tried to run, and you're being forced to utilize that gun. That's the last thing you should be doing, using a gun.
Okay.
And it's crazy how the laws work too. Because it's like, yeah, you want it in your house to protect yourself. But then when you try to protect yourself, hey, bro, when you try to protect yourself, it's like, I'm still going to jail. Hold the hell up. I thought I could have it.
Which is why I keep a baseball bat at the door, honey. Okay.
Hey,
Anyway.
Many baseball bats work good.
You get close enough to me in this house. I'm gonna...
See, so Phil, okay, now let's do this, because you know it's real cute, you know, to want to point a finger at the criminals and at the you know, the rogue cops and this, that, and the other. Yeah. But what is it? Let's go through a standard training course to where we're going to do this the right way. What does that look like? You know, with gun training 101, and I know there's ongoing things. What does that look like for the organization?
Sure. And NAGA, we've been blessed. We have our own curriculum. When you come to us, you're going to, first of all, you're going to sign up. We're going to have you go through that process. You're going to come to class, and the class itself will go over from A to Z. First of all, what are the 4 rules of owning a gun? The 4 rules of having a gun. You don't ever put your finger on the trigger. You don't ever point the gun at anyone. You consider all guns fully loaded. You know where you're pointing your gun in the direction of the range where you're going to be shooting, and you know what's behind that object you're shooting in the forefront and the sides. Those are the first thing we talk to our folks about. Secondly, we talk about why are you buying that gun? Why do you have this gun? Why do you need that gun? And then you start the process of going through the class with a certified, I want to stress, certified instructor he or she will take you through the steps that you need all the way up to pulling the trigger. But you just don't jump in our class, grab a gun and start shooting. Shooting the gun is probably one of the last things you do after you go through our process. And I want to add, for NAGA, the one thing that makes us different from any other organization, we have a process called the NMOC. That's the New Members Orientation class. And in that class, you learn about the Black history of arms. We talk about Tuskegee Airmen. We talk about the Black Panthers of Self-Defense. We talk about the Buffalo Soldiers. We talk about the Harlem Hellfighters. We talk about the history of Black folks and how they utilize that gun to emancipate our people to get to this point tonight. We think, and I think, what makes a NAGA member different is that he or she has a historical understanding of Black people and guns in this country. Other organizations might teach the same course that we teach, but they're not going to teach that component.
Right.
When you run into a NAGA member in Atlanta or California, and you ask them about, what do you know about Black history of arms? They're going to tell you something. They may not know a lot, but they can tell you something. And that something oftentimes is enough to have them understand they have a responsibility as a Black person to carry themselves a certain way with that firearm. I'm very adamant, and that's something that when we developed it, we want our people, and I consider you guys my people. When you walk away from a NAGA meeting, you're like, you know what? I learned how to shoot, but I learned about Black people today. I learned about a little bit of history. I know something about my community today. That's the difference with NAGA.
Let's keep this momentum here.
Love that.
In that education process, what is it that we do? Because each particular state has its own laws about certification, owning, and what is all that? How does one? Because I like I said, I'm a professional security officer.
Yeah.
But I know in our training, there's another component for those of us who are armed. I've never been armed.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that is. So becoming licensed, what does it mean to have a license to carry or a license to, you know, what's the difference between a carrying weapon or a concealed weapon, license to carry a concealed weapon? What are those differences? What is all of that?
I can tell you that. That's a great question. Now, I'll give you an example for me. When I first got my first firearm about 7 years ago, I wasn't comfortable. So it was an old revolver, 38 and Smith & Wesson, and I kept it at home in my night desk, right there, right next to the bed, because I wasn't feeling comfortable. So, but as I got better and better on the range, I wanted to say to myself, you know what? If I go to a concert with my wife, or I'm going to go to an event, I think I might need something, because I might be going to a part of town that might be a little rough, and I want to have something just in case. It doesn't guarantee anything, but just mentally, I want to have that security.
Right.
So then I went ahead and got a concealed carry license in Georgia. And in Georgia, that costs $75. Takes about 4 to 5 weeks to get processed, if not less. And it comes like a little ID card, like your driver's license. And it pretty much says it's a plastic card. You have the right, after you pass a background check, to carry that firearm with you out and about. You can open carry, which I don't recommend for any African American in this country, or you conceal carry. I always conceal carry, just in case something happens. And I want to stress, most people say, well, a lot of people say, well, I got a gun, I can take care of anything. Any crooks come up to me, let me tell you something. Crooks shoot people every day. They're very good shots. They're excellent shots. So when somebody is a illegal person, a burglar or whatever, they're used to causing harm on a daily basis, and they are excellent shooters. Far better than the average person on the street, and far better than most people that consider themselves really good. So you don't want to get into that fight.
Wow. Okay, now
the open carry thing though.
I'm going right there.
Okay.
Why
you see a lot of people just walk around, they had their guns out.
I see that all the time.
On the hip, yeah.
And I think there's a bit of ego in that.
Yeah.
To say, you know what, I'm a tough guy or I'm a tough woman, and you mess with me, I'm gonna lay you down right here. But what people don't realize, if I'm a bad guy and I walk into a store, who's the first people I'm gonna look at? I'm gonna look at people who have a security uniform on with their gun, and people walking around with a gun open carry, and that's the first person I'm gonna go after.
Because you think about somebody going in there to rob the bank.
They're gonna shoot you
security first because the security is armed in the bank.
Correct.
They shoot them first.
Right.
So why would you put yourself as a normal citizen, like all of us, to open carry where everyone's looking at you and you're putting yourself out on the spotlight? And unless you're a highly trained military, law enforcement, SWAT, who's consistently getting training every week, every month, I would never advocate for anyone to open carry. I'll give you guys a story. This is the closest I've been to open carry, but it wasn't open carry. My wife and I were in the West End. We were going to go to a little restaurant, real nice place. And on the way there, I got a flat tire. So I pulled my car to the side, BMW, nice looking. And as I'm sitting there, two gentlemen across the street just looked at me, and they're sitting there right across the street looking directly at me. So I'm trying to fix this tire. And as I'm fixing the tire, they walked toward me. And just at the last minute, I just lifted my shirt up. I didn't say a word to them. I didn't look at them, but I let them know that I had a firearm. When I did that, they both went like this and walked away. They never to me. Now, I can't guarantee that they were coming to bother me. Now, they might have been coming to talk about economic issues in Poland. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
they went the other way, and that's when I believe having a gun and let them see that I had a gun really prevented me from having any harm. So, but I'm a big advocate of conceal carry, be a stealth person, be quiet in the crowd. You don't want to draw any attention to yourself.
Now, my question was, do you need a license to open carry? Because I'm trying to figure out, is all these people walking around with guns on there? Do you need a license? You do need a license.
In the state of Georgia, yes, you do.
Okay.
Yes, you do. Now, some states you don't. Like Missouri, that's a good example. Mm-hmm. You can just buy the gun, walk out with it, do what you want with it. In the state of Georgia, you have to go through the process.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to switch out because
go ahead.
I would never charge my iPad. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. I got you. Okay.
So it's definitely, I say open carry is not something that we want to be pushing as a narrative within our community. That's just me. Some people disagree. They say it's our rights. Our ancestors died for it. We should be able to open carry all we want. I'm just not one of those that advocate that perspective.
Okay. All right. So now, with the courses that you have first off, before I go to the courses, mm-hmm. I know there's something that I saw as unique, and that you have this the emergency. What do you call it? The emergency.
NAGA emergency support.
Yeah.
And that's a system that we have within NAGA, and NEST we call it, NEST, NAGA Emergency Support Team. What that is if something were to happen, either social chaos, I don't know, mob violence, whatever, you have a group of people that you can depend on for protection, for food, for ammo, for firearms. So in each state, we have people that have nests. That's a privately processed and managed group. You might have 6 people in your group. I might have 10 people in my group. It's people that I can rely on if something happens. It's been well received. We probably have well over 10,000 nests nationwide within the organization, because that depends on who you trust. It's nothing that we manage, but it's been well received, and people really like the program, because what it says is that if Nikki says, "Hey, COVID just stopped, just happened. There's no toilet paper, there's no food in the store," she can call Meech or she can call Red, and they say, "Hey, I got some food for you. I got some toilet paper for you." It's working together, and that's the key behind it. Working as a community is the main emphasis of any NEST program.
Wow.
Okay. So now, with this organization up and running,
yes, sir.
And I'm just marveling at the fact that this started because after your first time at the, I'm just marvel at that, because it would seem as though this come out of somebody who's military, and wanted to do something just to rival the NRA, or just to have something that's Black centered, because for so long, I think the fear of the mainstream culture is that when Black folks are armed, I don't know why they fear it, but it's just whatever.
You know why they fear it? They scared that if we are all armed, one of these days we're going to do to them what they did to us. Let's not play the game and act like we don't know.
I'm going to say something, and you and Nikki probably didn't read or already thinking this. We are the most loving people on the planet Earth.
Yeah. Exactly.
We are the most forgiving people. We are always constantly saying, you know what? I know you did me wrong, but I'm going to forgive you. I'm going to hug you, and I want you to be right from this point on. We are constantly trying to be the better person, the better man, the better woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. I mean, I didn't believe that sentiment, but I've talked to thousands of Black people, and I've seen that spirit of forgiveness, and they're like, Phil, we gotta look past that. I forgive them. I'm gonna let that pain go, and I'm gonna move forward. So anybody that thinks negatively about African Americans in this country, they don't know our heart, they don't know our spirit and how we are as a people.
Because I always say this. Remember, I said this before. I said, and not saying that we should be this way, but had we met those people with the same amount of violence that they gave to us in the very beginning,
right,
we probably none of this wouldn't have been an issue. But because we are so loving, so giving, and trying to figure out the forgiveness in it all, and it's okay, we gonna get through it, and blah, 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 that stuff. Now this is where we are. And then you have a whole set of people who act like we're the ones to be feared when we weren't that. We didn't do anything for you to feel that way.
Right.
Okay.
NAGA is the most organized and the largest firearms organization in the history of the U.S. We're in Wikipedia. We are 10 times larger than the Panthers. Wow. Just think of that. Now, I'm not trying to compare us to the Black Panthers in no way, shape, or form. They're the GOAT as far as Black organizations, as far as I'm concerned. But to get to 45,000 members of Black folks that own guns, and by the way, that's a drop in the bucket. There are 14 million Black folks right now that have guns in their house. We're trying to reach out to all those 14 million. So we have a long way to go. Do you think you won any of those lists?
Me
personally, I'm sure I'm on somebody's list for whatever reason, but
because we would no. Remember, I was just discussing this yesterday. Whenever it's been Black organizations who want to come together, who want to come together to make us better, somehow we wind up on those FBI and CIA lists. And it's a fact. It's not something that I'm pulling out my ass. It goes all the way back to when it was Marcus Garvey and everything. Like, soon as they feel like we're coming together for something, we on a list.
I'll say this: if I'm on anybody's list, I'm the most bored person in the world. My wife fusses at me constantly. My kids are constantly making me broke. I have honeydews every day, so my life is without any type of fanfare. Am I pro-Black? I will be pro-Black unapologetically to the day I die. I'm for my people. I'm not spiritual with that. I'm not going to be scared of that. And
Right.
we have to stand tall together. And I'm going to stress that if we work together, there's nothing we can't do. There's no
Yeah.
building we can't buy. There's no community we can't rebuild. If we believe in each other. And I'll say this. When we are engaged as a people,
Mhm.
we're unstoppable.
Right.
So just be
Right.
engaged.
Right.
Right. Red,
Okay.
since
Okay.
you here, brother, I'm
So,
gonna drop down for a few to take care of Lily. But just in case when I get
Okay.
back, you're not here, Philip. I was so nice meeting you. You already see me on the website, so you already know you'll be hearing from me.
Thank you.
And make sure you let everybody know, because that when I saw that price, I was like, that's
Yeah, $39 a year for the
Right.
whole minute.
$39 a year for all the education. If y'all not listening, please listen to, because it's way bigger than guns, y'all. Did y'all hear
Right.
all the education he just told y'all there is?
Right.
If
Right.
nothing else, baby, go for sport. Like I told y'all, it's an amazing stress reliever.
Absolutely.
Just learn so that you know. It's one more thing on your checklist that you would know how to do. So
Right.
I love y'all. I'll be back though. Let me go get this girl.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Nikki.
Okay. So yeah, so now, talking about the sport of it, because I went through the gallery and I'm looking at many of the people,
Yes, sir.
you know, who are the different chapters and things of that nature. You know, curious, are there any LGBT? Well, I don't like saying that because that becomes political. The alphabet children. Are there any specific gay only organizations or chapters or whatever the case may be? How do we know how the chapters break down, or how?
We don't have I'll say this.
developed?
We don't have an exact demographic on how many gay brothers and sisters are in our organization, but I'll tell you this: there's a lot. Because when you come in our organization, I don't care how you vote, I don't care who you love, I don't care how you dress. I say one thing to you, and all of our chapter presidents say the same thing. We're gonna give you a high five, we're gonna give you a big hug, we're gonna say, welcome, brother, welcome, sister. And you can relax, you can be yourself. You don't have to worry about somebody looking over your head or whispering whatever. And we're all family. And I mean that. We're all family. I don't tolerate anybody letting someone else be treated unfairly.
Mm-hmm.
I come from a family where, regardless of where you did or whatever, you're gonna be treated fairly. And that's the part that our organization is really proud of. We have a strong following of LGBT folks that can speak to the organization for themselves. I think we do a great job, and I think they would say the same thing. So I think I'm very proud of what we've done so far.
Okay. So now, you're we're about to be 7 years old on the 28th of this month.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is it that you see for the future of the organization? Where do you see it going? How do you see the development, the growth of what training programs are you opting to create and to develop?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna show you guys this little surprise.
We got an exclusive.
We have as of January 5th, we started a new magazine called Caliber.
Oh,
and the magazine is incredible. And if you see the cover, if your readers and listeners see the cover, it's 4 Black girls called the Survival Sisters. They are real sisters, teenagers that father has been training them since the age 5.
Wow.
And they can shoot better probably than 99% of men on the face of this planet. But they're still little girls. Mm-hmm. And they laugh and they giggle and they talk about hairstyles and everything else. But Caliber, a magazine, I want everybody that's listening to go out to calibermag.com. Just take a look at it. Naga is the owner of the magazine. We published the magazine, but it has been well received. Over 40,000 copies that went out already to all of our members. And we're probably going to do another 20,000 this month alone.
Oh, wow.
It's incredible. It is best practice. It's written in the same breath of Ebony, Essence, Jet, Black Enterprise. It's excellent. So please tell your members about Caliber. I'm very proud of that. That's the one thing. Secondly, as an organization, I'd like to get to 100,000 members, and then eventually to 600,000 and million. We're going to take those steps as we go along, but we have to do it carefully and slowly to make sure that it's done properly.
Okay.
So we got a lot going on, and the members have a lot of ideas. I've got a lot of ideas. We just have to sit down and, you know, think about what's best for the organization, because we all want to do different things. We just can't do it all at the same time.
Right.
Well, Meach, to piggyback on that question that you asked, Mr. Smith. How you doing, sir?
Hey, nice to meet you.
This is Red.
To piggyback on that, and that prom you see down there, sir, it stands for Passenger Riders Outreach Ministry. So
oh, nice to meet you, brother.
Okay. But what I was piggybacking on Meach, what you're saying, there is an archery club. They also shoot weapons, semi-automatic weapons and everything. But there's archery club on the West Coast. What's that? San Bernardino.
San Bernardino.
They're LGBT.
Oh, okay.
There's a group. They're not a club or a brick and mortar building, but they're an actual organization where they come together, and that's what they do, and they teach all the safety, gun safety, and everything.
Right. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
It's a start. I want everybody to understand that when you start something out, regardless if it's NAGA or starting a NAGA chapter, it's a tough road at first until you get momentum, and then you get people that support you, and then you have a team, and then you get community buy-in. I saw one of the notes pop up. Somebody said it's a lot more complicated in Detroit. It's a lot more complicated everywhere, but we can't give up. We got to keep on trying to do the best thing for our community, and the bottom line, we got to help the next generation be protected and safe and secure, so they can go to college, they can go to universities, they can get trades, they can do the things that we're doing and we're able to do. That's the bottom line. You know, we got to be the guy, kind of like the men and women with the shields to protect our youngins. That's what NAGA stands for. We protect the community.
Awesome. Meach, I'm gonna have to get back with you. I'm gonna get on the travel mode. I just wanted to check in and make sure I spoke with Mr. Smith and got a chance to see him. All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I'm glad. I just told everybody that you were at a Super Bowl party. Wasn't sure if you was gonna make it in or not, but I see the Rams done won. So okay, that means the game is over. Okay.
The Rams won.
But yeah, definitely. Hey, it was great to meet you. I'm glad you were here. Matter of fact, all the people on my sublets and everything is watching the show as well, so I'll be able to share the show.
All right, thank you, man.
Information that you're putting out, so we'll be fine.
All right, appreciate it.
All right.
All right, respect.
All right, travel safely. I'll see you in a minute. All right. Before I let you go, I want to make sure that folks understand that the significance of this, because I love the educational piece that, you know, we talk about the significance of you know, the Buffalo Soldiers and the Harlem what was that?
Harlem Hellfighters.
Hellfighters. I was going to say Hitman, but I knew that wasn't right. Okay.
You're a mess, me. You're a mess.
I said that ain't right. That ain't right. That ain't right. You know, the Black Panthers are carried on. I think a lot of us, I know my generation, well, you're part of that because we're in that 10-year gap.
Yeah,
you know, we knew of the Black Panthers and stuff, and then learning about them and them, you know, understanding gun laws, and was able to carry guns and blah, 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 blah. And a lot of their regimen of learning how to protect ourselves and stand up for the community and fight in the community. Let me ask that about as far as community is concerned, because a lot of us are looking at gun ownership as to protect ourselves. Has anyone gotten into wanting to do community work, or how is it that that's done lawfully? You know, like, let's take the not George Floyd, Zimmerman, because he was in the community, you know, being what I won't call him a security guard, because that's not what he was, just a night watchman, and you know, the neighborhood watch, whatever. Okay. And doing all of that, he had his weapon on him. How is it that we're able to take that to the next level? Because coming from Detroit, see, we call ourselves Three the Hard Way. I'm from Detroit, Nikki's from Philly, and Red is from Chicago. Okay. So black cities that we're used to. I know Detroit, we had police mini stations, you know, in certain neighborhoods and carrying on, and the neighborhood watch organizations came out in the mini station. They would patrol and, you know, had yellow lights and this, that, and the other. Yeah. We don't have a lot of that anymore. And with folks wanting to carry in things, how is it that we're able to address that? Or is that something that's coming in the future to address and modify and all of that?
Yeah, one of the things that we are starting to do as an organization, we're starting to use our strength for community programs. We're buying backpacks. We're giving away food. We're giving away clothes across the country in various chapters. That's the start. That's not the end game, but that's the start.
Right.
Point, we have to start being involved in the communities where we live and sleep and work, because otherwise we're just some group of people that get together and shoot on the weekend that's not doing anything for the community. And that's the worst thing. I think we need to have that type of reputation. And I think we have the opposite reputation right now because we're helping.
Okay.
Is it perfect? No, but we are definitely starting in that direction of providing assistance to the communities. We give out scholarships every year, $1,000 to children going to college. As long as they have a 3.5 GPA and are going to a college, we'll give them $1,000. It's not the greatest amount, but it's a little something to buy books to get them over that hump. Yeah, it's just some money. So we are engaged, and it's something that I'm trying to expand, but it does take time.
Okay, good. And my final question is this, because I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
We were talking about how guns and stuff are as a sport, and as I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking about certain movies, and folks are able to quote guns, and this was with the pearl handle and da 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 da, blah 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 blah. All the prettiness and sophistication of the guns, and folks are literally. I've seen on YouTube, folks are literally amazed by the construction of the weaponry and carrying on.
Yeah.
But in that, how do we not glamorize or glorify that? And maybe again another unfair question.
No.
How do we not glorify that? Because in my head, I'm seeing folks become mesmerized by the glory of it or the sport of it.
Right.
Versus actually understanding the weapon itself.
Yeah. And that's a great question. What we try to do, and we see that at NAGA, so once in a while somebody comes through the door and they have the wrong motivation. Okay. And we'll sit down with that brother and sister and say, we'll ask them questions, because bottom line, it's a legal responsibility that I'm looking at. Somebody that's in my organization that's going to be a wild loose gun. And we ask them, what do you want to buy a gun for? Why are you engaged with firearms? What's your motivation? Well, I just want to protect myself, and I'm after somebody and all that kind of stuff. We try to lower that macho stuff, that testosterone in the room, and have them just talk in a pragmatic way and say, look, brother, if you want to protect yourself, I get it. But if somebody's done you wrong and you're in some vigilante thing, that's the wrong way to go about it. Get some legal authorities to help you do that process, but we have to think logically. But definitely we try to dismiss that machismo that's in the room a lot of times, because that's going to get you nowhere. That's going to get you in trouble. Right.
Oh, I lied. One more question. Okay. You said that as the organization started to become, for lack of a better word, legitimized, I'm putting that in quotes.
Yeah.
You had, more of the upper echelons, if you will, of the community, the doctors, the police officers, to come on board. How is it, or is it that the organization has any of the policemen's unions or anything come out to endorse the organization, or have they tried to come after y'all to be political, to just endorse them on the political thing?
I'll say this, and I'm gonna answer you several questions at the same time. The last election cycle, our organization was contacted almost daily by both sides.
Wow.
Both sides. And I'm talking hot and heavy.
Yeah.
The closer we got to the end, the more calls we got. 5, 10, 15 calls a day from each side, to the point where we had to say, we're just going to block that number.
Okay, right.
So to the second thing I want to say, we made the decision prior to that not to go political, because we don't want to back any certain politicians.
Exactly.
The bottom line, we got black Republicans, we got black Democrats, we got libertarians, we got folks that say, Philip, look, man, I just want to come and shoot. I don't care about all that.
Right.
So the way I said, okay, to respect everybody, we're going to be neutral. If you want to vote the way you want to vote, cool. You can talk about that on your own time. If you want to talk about it here, cool too. But if you don't want to talk about it, you don't have to.
Right.
So we are not political. We will back policy, but we will not back politicians. our legal advisor, Nazita Davis, and I'm telling you, if you guys want to meet a really bad sister, Nazita Davis of NAGA, she's a former lead federal state prosecutor for the state of Georgia.
Okay.
She's no joke. You give her a pen and paper, she can make it hum. I'm telling you.
Okay.
She's made our legal department world class. We filed 5 amicus briefs to the United States Supreme Court. I'm gonna repeat that. We have filed 6 amicus briefs to the United States Supreme Court. That's the highest court in the land.
Yes.
And she did it easily. That lets us know we're trying to be serious about true policy as it affects Second Amendment and, more importantly, our community. So we're definitely about the long-term look of the organization from a organizational standpoint and really impacting those around us as it relates to firearms.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm glad that we had this conversation because I'm telling you, you have really. I'm stuck on this thing to where your first time going up in here. Okay, I'm because I'm stuck there because I have a feeling because I know me.
Right.
Okay, I've never fired a gun, but I know I like to have a lot of pent up energy. And if I can't have sex, then I would rather go shoot it at the gun range. So I just got this feeling that if it happens, I'ma like it. Okay?
Oh, I know you are. I know you are. I know you are.
I just have this feeling.
I just met you. I can tell you're very intuitive. You think, and I know you have a great time.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and just listening to that has just gotten me to where I'm like, okay, let me go to this range, but I don't want to become overzealous to where I end up tearing up my own thing. But this has been absolutely fantastic, and I thought about becoming a member long when I first thought about it, because like I say, my goal is to build, do my part to rebuild Black Wall Street.
Right.
And this here is one of those elements because of what it is that we have to do as far as the people is concerned, as far as understanding how to educate ourselves, how to better protect ourselves, how to look forward to the future. I like the fact that on the website you have Black gun shops for those who sell guns and
for sure.
And all of that, so it's a whole entity where we as African Americans can come together to buy black, be black, understand what this is. And that there is like, that's everything for me. So I'm going to salute you and say, damn, bro, you did that. Okay.
I appreciate it, man.
Okay.
I appreciate you.
And all of that. So thank you for coming. And I think I will become a member just because now. Okay.
We love to have you. And I want to tell you, when you go to the range, let me know. I'm going to go with you. And I'm going to make sure you get a good experience the first time. I got some certified instructors that they are top notch.
All right.
And that'll be on NAGA. That'll be on NAGA.
Now now look at that. Now see, I know they listen. I know they damn listen. They finna go to, oh my God. And
we gonna pay for your first lesson. NAGA gonna pay for your first lesson.
And my birthday next month. So see you.
Okay. You gotta contact me now.
Well, you know what? It's funny because see, your anniversary date is the 28th of February.
Yes, sir.
That's the day that I start because I have a birthday season. I'm special that way.
All right.
I start February 28th and I go to April 2nd. So that's my birthday season.
All right.
The 4th of March. So yeah, I'm sure we'll be in touch.
All right, brother. I'm waiting on your call now.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Tell your family I said thank you for engaging me and obliging me. So we love it. We love it. We love it. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch real soon.
Yeah, love you all. Love everybody. Thank you. God bless everyone. And I really appreciate you having us on your show, man.
All right. Thanks so much.
All right,
ladies and gentlemen, tea sippers, crumpet dunkers, tea brewers, pot stirrers, and tea leaf readers. This is the one and only Mr. Phil Smith. Darlings, honey. Darlings. Ooh, of the National African American Gun Association. Okay, he's the president and the founder. And yes, honey, yes. Okay, wait a minute. I meant to put it up there. Thank you. Very good. All right, thank you, baby. What you say? I want to go. My birthday is February 19th. I never knew it was the 19th. I forgot you were Pisces too. I knew you was a Pisces, but I forgot. Okay. Cute. Hey, Charles. Okay. Oh my. Okay, did y'all enjoy that? That was very educational, wasn't it? I hope that we got a lot of questions and stuff answered and things of that nature. Oh, very, 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 very good. Very good. Okay. I'm kind of geeked a little bit, Chad. I'm kind of geeked a little bit. Because you said the first lesson is on them, honey. So y'all know I got to go get pretty and get my hands and stuff ready. Because I think, look at this. I think I got water retention. My hands are a little puffy. And I think I've been retaining water these last couple of days, but I haven't had any salt. I've just been wondering what the hell I'm retaining this water for. Now I haven't had any salt. I need to check my sugar because my sugar may be up. I know I've been eating a lot of sugar lately and carrying on. I caught some of it, but I'll definitely catch it and catch the replay. Okay, be sure, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and probably isolate this part and have it separate for and set it aside. Okay. So be that as it may. So let me do this. Let me take a small little commercial break. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Just let me take a small little break so we can regroup. And then when we come back out of this break, what I want to talk about, y'all know, as I said what I said Sunday. One of the things I want to get on, I need to talk about this shit about Biden putting crack pipes in the community and carrying on this whole health and safety initiative or something that a lot of folks are saying that he's supposed to be giving clean crack pipes to the crackheads again. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, okay? Because I think y'all full of shit with this, but we're gonna talk, okay? I will be right back.
Have you tried Big Rob popcorn? It's a wonderful end-time snack that everyone will love. Available in 3 flavors. Grown and Sexy, which is the perfect mix of cheddar, cheese, and caramel. Sugar Shack, a fruitful flavored mix of watermelon and apple. So delicious and good. How about spicy butter and white cheddar? Everyone loves it. That's why it's called good. All Big Rob snacks are manufactured in an FDA-approved facility and flash sealed for freshness, safety, and worldwide delivery. To order, call or text 937-367-8650. That's 937-367-8650. Or contact Big Rob via Instagram at Hey Big Rob. As the holidays approach, take advantage of the holiday special. Purchase more than 2 bags and receive a free CD. Call or text 937-367-8650 to place your order now. Big Rob popcorn, the perfect snack that you will love. It's so delicious.
Be bold, be unique, be the tea, with a unique body oil fragrance from the Sensuality Fragrance Collection. The Sensuality Collection embodies a unique array of customized original scents created by Big Meech. Indulge yourself in such fragrances as eye candy, foreplay, anticipation, shower fresh, naked beauty, or pay homage to the motherland and choose an oil from our exclusive Wakanda collection. Over 17 different scents that will tantalize your senses. Order yours today. Log on to www.dishingtea.com for more information. Because remember, it's all about the tea. Sensuality, that is. Attention all business owners. Use your advertising dollars here. Looking to reach a more diverse audience for your products and your services? Well, this is the platform for you. Dishing Tea Entertainment welcomes all businesses who wish to expand their brands and looking for clientele that's more than grown and sexy, but also the seasoned and sophisticated. For more information on how this spot can be yours, contact Big Meech at 404-914-5610 or go to our website at www.dishingtea.com. In a world full of chaos and confusion, you need a protection team that will satisfy your desire to feel safe and secure. And we have the solution. Kingdom Elite Security. Kingdom Elite Security provides its clients with the utmost excellence
in executive protection detail, property and personnel protection, and observation and surveillance with dignity, integrity, and supreme professionalism. Kingdom Elite Security believes that everything is to be done in decency and in order to ensure the safest experience possible, no matter how complex the job. Call for your quote today. Dial 470-383-5978. That's 470-383-5978. Or email us at kingdomelite01@gmail.com. Kingdom Elite Security. All right, and we're back. We are joined by DJ GK.
What up, world? Oh, can y'all hear me?
What's
All right,
going on?
make sure my mic is on.
What's going on? What's on your mind?
Man, look, I want to talk about what you were talking about last Sunday too, bro.
What?
About these drugs being built in the hood. Like, come on, man. We already know that they've been getting put in our neighborhood since we was kids and stuff. But I mean, the fact that they would say that, yeah, they're gonna put new crack pipes into the neighborhoods, into the black community. Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
Here, you know what? And I got to find this because see, here's what it is. That's not what they said. And what has happened is there was a story that had come out of one of those right-wing socialite papers. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And not papers, but the social media do-I-ditties. And they have gone out of their way to say that this is what the thing is. Okay. Let me read this from USA Today. Okay. USA Today. Oh, wait a minute. Shit. I had to take my ad blocker off and refresh the page. Okay. Fact check. False claim that Biden administration is distributing $30 million of crack pipes. The claim is that the Biden administration will spend $30 million on crack pipes, a federal grant program aimed to reducing the health risks associated with drug use has become the subject of misinformation online, with social media users and some Republican politicians accusing the White House of distributing free crack pipes to America. The confusion stems from a February 7th article published by the Washington Free Beacon. Citing an anonymous spokesman from the Department of Health and Human Services, the conservative news outlet wrote that a program backed by the Biden administration, quote, will provide pipes for users to smoke crack cocaine, crystal methamphetamine, and any illicit substance, end quote. Republican politicians quickly seized on the claim. Senator Mark Rubio, Republican of Florida, wrote on February 8th on Twitter that President Joe Biden is, quote, sending free meth and crack pipes to minority communities in the name of racial equality, end quote. In a tweet sharing the Free Beacon article, Senator Ted Cruz, this motherfucker, Republican of Texas, wrote
Good
that
old Ted.
Biden's crime policy is crack pipes for all, quote unquote. By February 9th, the claim was a popular talking point across social media platforms. Quote, the Biden plan to provide $30 million in crack pipes to the black community is an apt metaphor for the relationship between black underclass and the Democratic Party. Denise D'Souza, a conservative commentator, said in a post on February 9th on Instagram and Twitter. But the post refers to a program that would distribute $30 million of funds to community-based harm reduction programs, part of an effort from the Biden administration to address a massive surge in overdose deaths during the COVID-19 pandemic. By providing health and social services For active drug users, harm reduction programs can reduce overdoses, HIV transmission, and other negative health outcomes, according to Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. While some of these monies from the Biden administration's grant program is tabbed for supplies like sterile needles and safe smoking kits, quote unquote, officials say distributing or funding crack pipes aren't part of the program. But both the White House and the Department of Health and Human Services have said crack pipes were never part of the plan. The Biden-Harris administration have never authorized the use of federal funding for smoke pipes, and will not in the future. Sarah Lovingheim, the agency's assistant secretary for public affairs, told USA Today in an email. DeSouza told USA Today he based his social media posts on initial reports about the grant, though none reviewed by USA Today made the claim DeSouza did that a total of $30 million was going to crack pipes. USA Today reached out to several social media users who shared the claim for comments. Okay, they says, as other media outlets and independent fact-checking organizations have reported, there is no evidence that the federal program will provide free crack pipes. In a joint statement February 9th, Health and Human Services Secretary Xavier Becerra and Office of National Drug Control Policy Director Dr. Rahul Gupta said that harm reduction grants won't be used to purchase pipes. No federal funding will be used directly or through subsequent reimbursement of grantees to put pipes in safe smoking kits. The
Nah, they just go provide the drugs.
The original 75-page grant proposal from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, which is housed in the Department of Health and Human Services, does not mention crack pipes. It does, however, mention, quote, safe smoking kits and supplies, end quote.
Oh, shit. Free heroin, y'all.
You're so stupid. But it says here, what's inside a safe smoking kit? Behind Biden's $30 million substance abuse grant, safe smoking kits, also called safer smoking kits, are designed to reduce health risk associated with drug use. Because open wounds in stores increase the risk of disease transmission, the kit often includes first aid materials, according to the North Carolina Harm Reduction Coalition, a grassroots advocacy organization. They also sometimes include glass pipe stems and mouthpieces to prevent issues associated with makeshift smoking devices, according to Harm Reduction International, a non-government organization in the United Kingdom. But Biden's administration grant program never includes pipes. White House Press Secretary Jan Paskey told reporters on February 9th, crack pipes are never part of the kit. It is an inaccurate report, she says during a press briefing. A safe smoking kit may contain alcohol swabs, lip balm, and other materials to promote hygiene and reduce the transmission of diseases like HIV and hepatitis. USA Today reached out to the White House for additional comments.
So they providing condoms too.
Well, here's the thing. Let's go here. Okay, let's go here. Because one of the things that's a little misleading here is misleading because they're not going to be supplying quote unquote crack pipes and things of that nature.
Just to crack. Just to crack. I'm telling you. Look, we apologize for that. We didn't mean that we was going to provide these crack pipes. We're still going to charge the fuck out of you when you go to your local corner store. But the drugs, we got you.
but now we may be joshing, but there's some truth in that. Because my whole thing is this: when the black community got flooded with all these damn drugs and carrying on, didn't nobody give a damn then? Didn't nobody give a damn? Okay, as long as it was us destroying us. Okay,
and that's all it's still gonna be.
When we became the big dope dealers and carrying on and shooting each other over territory and this, that, and the other. There was no
Yep.
such thing as coming into the ghettos or whatever. What they did was they had a war on drugs. Nancy Reagan said, just say no. Okay,
Just say
just
no.
say no.
Dare to be different.
Okay, and
Dare
carry
to be
on.
different,
But the
kids.
more you
Dare to be
said no,
different.
honey, the more the money got, because now kids are making in a day what some folks are making in a fucking week, and sometimes
Mm-hmm.
the whole entire month. Okay,
Yeah.
so the money became fast and quick. Empires and shit were built on the backs of these particular kind of hustles, and nobody gave a damn. Okay, nobody gave a damn
Not
when it was
one.
tearing up the community. Now all of a sudden, see, back when I was an HIV counselor, when they first started the needle exchange program,
Mm.
it was needles exchange. Okay, and yes, it was for IV drug users, but not just IV drug users, because it wasn't just illegal drugs. Because those who were diabetic and taking insulin, and those who had to take, they were taking other medicines and carrying on their own, they were able to come and exchange needles and carrying on if they didn't have the money to get fresh needles. Because of the HIV scare, and because folks are sitting up there not knowing how to clean the syringe or whatever, that was part of what they had to learn. Because if they didn't do the needle exchange, they had to learn how to clean the syringe. Okay, but a lot of them was killing themselves because when they was cleaning it out and was drawing the bleach in, they had too much bleach in the damn syringe. They didn't have enough water to balance it out. So they was sitting up there shooting bleach on top of the drugs inside their goddamn system, fucking their ass up. So on top of all of that, that was controversial at the time as far as needle exchange carrying on, but they have found the science is there that once the program picked up, the rate of infection had dropped dramatically. Okay, because they wasn't able to transfer and transmit the HIV through needle exchange, through us sharing needles and carrying on. So now here we are. We're here, and those who smoke and carrying on and got all these damn burns and carrying on their lips and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm. Looking
Those
all ugly, yuck mouth and stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all of those particular openings are conduits for all these other different types of diseases. Now, from what I'm told, I've heard that, and I read this. I was listening to Roland Martin, and they were saying that part of the safer smoking kits were to provide these little rubber tips or whatever, so that they don't burn themselves on the pipe. Okay, and so now, having said all that, this is where everybody's throwing this out. Oh, they gonna give y'all crack pipes and this, that, and the other. Ain't nobody giving nobody shit.
And make sure we give you the little protector so you don't burn your lips and fingers.
Okay, so it's a whole big to do. But when we're talking
Oh,
about
lip protector.
when we're talking about the crisis of health in this country, I mean, hell, look at it. We didn't want to wear the damn mask. Folks are still arguing over whether or not masks should be mandated.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's so funny about that. Even if mask was to be mandated, the people who got the shots are the ones who's supposed to wear the mask. Like, what? Make it make sense. Like, I thought the whole point of getting the shot was to not wear a mask anymore. But we're advised that if we get the shot, we have to wear masks.
Still got to wear the mask
Compared
anyway.
to the people who don't get the shot, the people who don't get the shot, they don't have to wear a mask. They're fine.
No,
But
they're not
you're
fine.
at a risk. No. But I'm not saying it as, oh, they're fine. They're not gonna catch it or nothing like that. I'm saying it more or less like, oh, they're fine. They don't have to wear it as much as you do. You have to wear it as soon as you walk out your door. You got to put it on. Before you walk out your door, you got to put it on. You see what I'm saying?
Well, what has happened is the science became misleading. Because
Hmm.
in the beginning of all this, what you said was if we did the shot, then we were going to be all right. But then folks who
Hmm.
became fully vaccinated, now you're becoming infected and carrying on. And so now,
Hmm.
so what the fuck is the use of the mask? Now we got to where they done told us in the beginning they said wear two masks. Then they said we don't need to. Now they're saying because we got the Omicron and Omicron
Hmm.
variant carrying on. Now
Omarion and Omarion Jr.
they're back to doubling up on your masks. They want you to wear
Mm-hmm.
two masks and carrying on.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't even get that right. As far as understanding what a health risk is. Folks are fighting and arguing and beating up each other, fucking up the
Mm-hmm.
damn planes and carrying on over
Yep.
a damn mask. So of course they're going to be upset when you're talking about, oh, we having a health reduction in
Right.
the world of drug users and carrying on, because now it sounds to them that you're condoning drugs. And that's not what they're doing. They're saying we can't stop you from using it, but what we got to do is stop this shit from spreading.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We have to stop this from
Yep.
spreading. So what do? Okay, we have to do something. So in that, we have to take a safer approach. And then here's what a lot of folks don't get, because whenever we did that, because my organization, we didn't need to exchange. Okay. Now it was somewhat anonymous, but you had to still get your numbers together. So whenever they came for an exchange, okay, it was documented some kind of way, so we knew who that was. And eventually
Right.
we could lead that person to some kind of health and mentorship and substance abuse counseling and all that kind of stuff. And eventually it did lead to that for some people. But as we know, you can't save everybody.
Nope.
But we
Sure
have to
can't.
be able
Well,
to reduce this shit. And that's what folks are not hearing.
what's that old saying? Can take a horse to the water, but can't make him drink.
Yeah, this is true. But what we have is we got folks who just want to sit down there and blame the Obama administration for some shit. Because a lot of folks are figuring out he ain't did what he said he was gonna promise the black folks and this, that, and other. And I get so tired. God damn it. I get so tired of saying, well, he ain't did enough for black folks. Well, God damn it, get your ass up there and complain. Don't just be doing it down here on a level that don't make motherfucking sense. Get your ass
Social
up here.
media.
Where are the lobbying? Where are the lobbyists to say,
Social
listen,
media. They don't care.
you said you were going to do this. When are you going to start doing this, and this? What can we expect? Okay?
Right.
Because quiet as it's kept,
Right.
I like the fact that we have Kamala as our first woman and person of color, black woman, VP. But the bitch is too goddamn quiet for me.
Quiet as hell. They tell her, hey, go out there and say this. She go out there and say it. Read what's on this piece of paper. Be
Right
good
now,
about it.
am I disappointed? Yes, I'm disappointed, because I'm like, okay, I know you the VP, but bitch, they grooving you because Biden ain't gonna last another 4 years.
He damn sure ain't.
I'm looking at him, honey. He looked like
He got 6 months. Right, he got 6 months, yo. That's it. He got 6 months. Anybody want to take a poll with me?
My whole thing is, what are we going to do? Who are we putting up there? Who do we have in place to put his feet to the fire? Who are we? I like when Charlemagne the God had questioned the child, Kamala, Vice President Harris, but she got a little twisted, and things of that nature. But now it comes down to, okay, bitch, we need to put your feet to the fire.
Right. So now what you gonna do?
What are y'all doing?
She backing up. She tucking her feet in. She's going into the fetal position.
Not necessarily. Here's where this is. Because see, what I want to know is this: if you're having problems with the other side because they don't want to pass this, then how come ain't nobody saying that? We need to say, okay, we're working on this particular bill, but we have a resistance.
Because they don't want to cause more problems to the problem that they already have.
Let me know what the fuck it is that you're doing, because right now it just seems as though you quiet as hell.
That's where all these court cases keep coming from. We go throw a couple court cases in the way, go distract them with these court cases of all this dumb shit that's going on, and we gonna let these people off, which is gonna piss them off and draw their attention away from us.
Right. Okay. And that there is where we are. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all know, anytime that we start having gay shit come up in politics, y'all know that's always a smokescreen for something. Anytime we start arguing LGBT shit, that means that there's something coming down the pipeline that they either want to skirt by or whatever, because everybody's gonna be concentrating over here. And we talked about this the other day. Now that Governor DeSantis done started this shit with not wanting to talk sexual orientation and gender identity in primary schools, that done became an alphabet children.
That then became a problem. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so now we got the
Boom, got their attention.
We're gonna have the evangelicals up in arms and saying, you know what, God said this, and you can't take away the parents' rights. And we're gonna be focused on that bullshit. And something's about to go up under the radar.
Sure is.
So now we have to be careful and mindful as to what that is.
Right. And we don't know what it is yet. But it's gonna be one of the picking. It's like a what you say, a Powerball drawing? Yeah. Go pull one of these lucky numbers out the hat. That's what the limit is gonna be this time.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. So this is why we have to get this together and call it what it is, children. We got to call this what it is. Okay. So yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I have put up there. I'm sorry. I put up on my page about the Super Bowl halftime. Did y'all watch Super Bowl halftime?
No, I missed it. I was busy.
The way how the children had set up there and came out at the end, they just looked like the hip hop version of the Justice League. Okay. So you had Dr. Dre as Superman, Snoop was Batman, Mary J. being Wonder Woman because she's the only woman up there. Eminem was Aquaman. 50 Cent was the Green Lantern, and I didn't know who Kendrick Lamar was until just now. And so yeah, somebody said he was the Flash. I said, okay, that works. Okay. So it's just how they stood. They come out there just at the end, the end shot, they just look like hip hop Justice League to me. But it was okay. What is this, Michael? What you say? They basically used her just to get the black vote. Listen, they had you know what? They had the black vote. What they wanted to do was win. Okay. Black folks are gonna vote the way how they feel anyway. Okay. Thing of it is, we didn't want Trump back up in there. Point blank period. Agent Orange could not get back up in there because he was not the president for us. And everybody who said that he was are usually business owners who were trying to get off on their taxes the way that he did.
Exactly.
They wanted to find out how they could cheat the tax system just like he did. He done told us that umpteen times that he found loopholes in the tax laws, and that made him smart. He said that on several interviews. And everybody who claimed that they are business owners and was a Trump supporter who are black, they wanted to do that same shit. Okay? And they were talking about, oh, he was wonderful for the economy and carrying on. Now, he could not take all that credit because they tried to give him credit that wasn't all the way he is. Because a lot of that stuff, as far as the economy and stuff was concerned, is off the backs of Obama. Obama had put shit in place that had started to germinate and had took root by the time he got into office. Then his little thing helped pull it over. But everything about our economy and stuff had taken a tumble because of his interaction overseas, and everybody didn't know what the fuck was going on with him. He was a loose cannon. He was a fucking loose cannon. And
they didn't know what to do with him.
I'm going to say this. He's an evil genius because who else in this damn country became the head and had the most power in the world, and you still running your business because your children were the CEOs and stuff of your goddamn company business. And now, every time they left to go take care of the business, we paid for it because they had to get on the planes and stuff. We had to send Secret Service to them, all them, every goddamn place that they went. That there, child, please. And then how about this? They still get a damn write-off because that's a tax expense for their business.
So damn.
They going to handle business. That's a goddamn expense.
Yeah. I'm taking off all of this. Hotel, all of it. I'm charging you for all of it.
How about it?
Gonna cost you about 10 racks. But yeah, we're gonna get it done. I got
And
you.
he said that, and did even when he stepped down from the business because there was a conflict of interest, which is why a lot of our overseas shit, he had relations with those folks because he was still doing business.
Yep.
Personal business, not just for the country.
Personal, big time personal shit.
Shit. And we want to sit down there and say he was what? And y'all gonna fuck around and let this motherfucker get back in here.
Get right back in there. And that's what I was just about to say. They gonna fuck around and put Trump back in there.
Shit. See, you know, when we talk about the economy and carrying on, everybody's favorite word, whenever Democrats get in office and the economy is good, this one word always shows up. But we haven't heard this word in years. And that word is inflation.
Oh, shit.
Everybody's talking about inflation and, oh, my God, the gas this and the gas that. Bitch, have you thought about, y'all have not put into place that this damn virus, the damn coronavirus is still making it difficult? The store shelves are still empty. Why? We still got ships that can't get the shit off the ships.
Yeah.
Now, how is it? Listen, how is it that we still got all these damn jobs available, but yet nobody wants to go to fucking work?
COVID.
You can't get nobody to work on these damn jobs.
COVID.
Why?
That's their excuse. That's their excuse. COVID.
They say COVID. But there's some validity to that, though. Because anybody whose immune system is compromised, a common cold, I know I'm asthmatic. I can't afford to get sick because the cold will keep me down for 2 weeks. If I get pneumonia, it's 3 weeks to a month.
Yeah, and you already know my problem. I got sickle cell, so see how that put me down, y'all.
Okay, so with that, you talking about now we got all these different variants of a fucking thing that we don't even know what the hell is. And because of it, you say I got to quarantine for 14 days. Not just take care of it, I got to quarantine.
Right.
Okay, and this and the other. So now I can't work. So we got some validity there, but at the same time, y'all want to put all this on this administration, and that's not this administration's fault.
Exactly.
The prices are not this administration's fault because if the people don't want to move, if they can't get around, and that's not the administration's fault. Now, what are we going to do to make it happen? Okay, do the folks need to go out there in hazmat suit to work? They're gonna get too hot.
Yeah, but they gotta go out there and they gonna have to change hazmat suits like 4 times a day because it's gonna fill up with their sweat,
right,
and they socks and stuff. So you know we're gonna need you to bring extra drawers, extra pairs of socks. You know, we got built-in cooling fans in the helmet, so you're gonna be all right.
Well, not to mention employee shortage due to lack of quality pay for entry-level service and factory jobs. Now let's go there because that's the other thing. But let me put this into perspective for you, because we still are dealing with the residual side effects of what that stimulus and stuff did for us, and what the COVID unemployment did for us. Because when we were getting unemployment plus the extra $300 a week. Okay, most of us were saying that they got paid more to be at home on unemployment than they were at their job. So what the fuck is that saying?
I read an article about that saying about the same thing that you just said.
Money by being on unemployment than I did going to work, then that means we got to change something, right? Why is it that the national unemployment is still $7.25 an hour? Because that there is what everybody who owns a company, that is what they're supposed to pay you, $7.25 an hour.
Man,
That's
stop
the
the cap.
minimum that they can pay. Okay, in this economy,
Yeah, I'm
where
gonna go ahead and
everything,
quit and give you my 2 weeks notice before I get done filling out this application. This ain't gonna work out for me. This ain't
everything
gonna
in
work out
this
for me.
country, hell, you can't even live decently off of that no more. At one
No,
point in time,
no.
minimum wage. Well, I'm gonna say live decently, honey. You could at least find an apartment and you could be you could be self-sufficient. You can't.
Yeah,
Not when rent is $1,500 a month.
right,
You can't do
right.
that.
And
At minimum wage,
when I first started working, minimum wage was $5.15 an hour. So
oh,
yeah,
okay. So right,
yeah.
just before the
But
increase.
my very first job was a waiter, so that was $2.15 an hour.
Right. Because now when I got into the job market, the minimum wage was $3.35 an hour.
See what I'm saying?
Okay. When I got into the job market, minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. So whenever we got a $5 an hour job, honey, we thought we had something.
Right.
Okay. If somebody was paying $7 an hour, bitch, yeah, okay.
I'm rich. I'm about to be a
Okay.
millionaire.
You were doing something, and that
Right.
there was that. Okay.
725, 40 hours a week. Shoot, my rent
Right.
ain't nothing but four, three, four, and some
At that time,
change. And
no.
no, at that time it was
At that
probably
time, if
about
you had a $400
shoot.
house, if you were paying $450, that was a house note, and you had a full house. I was in a 1 bedroom apartment, and at that time, with all utilities included, my rent was $250 a month.
Oh no, I was in a 2 bedroom. So my 2 bedroom at that time, yeah, my 2 bedroom at that time was like I want to say 375, 400. Yeah.
Yes, the enhanced unemployment show folks just how much better their life could be with a better paying job. Precisely.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm. Definitely.
Precisely. Okay, so now that we have all of that, folks that got, now that the money gone and they're dried up or whatever the case may be, on top of we got that plus the little 3 stimulus checks. Okay,
Right. And they quote unquote keep saying, "Oh, we're gonna come out with a fourth one."
whatever. Okay,
Right.
we got those. Okay, so having those, my darling, that has set us into a space of folks now know that they're starting to understand a little bit about their value. Because
Mhm.
now, why do I need to go kill myself on this damn job? And you're not,
Paying me enough. I'm
paying
making
me,
more sitting
you're
on
not
my ass than
respecting
I
me,
am
or this, that, and the
coming
other.
here punching your clock. I'm not coming here to get you to talk sideways to me because you had a bad day and you got into an argument with your dude at home. So now you want to bring your problems here to the job and
Yeah,
think you gonna talk to me any old kind of way? Nah, don't play that. Don't play that.
exactly.
Don't play that.
Remember, the average American salary is a little over $52,000 a year. How many of us actually make that? How about that?
Shit, I don't know.
52,000,
I
and
gotta
that's
check. I
average,
don't.
and that's
That's
before
average. Yeah.
taxes. That's your gross. That's your gross. So
Yeah.
take about
I think
25%
what?
off of that, and because take about 25% off of that, and that'll be your take home.
Mm.
Okay, so that's what,
So
and
that's probably about like what?
20% makes that 10.4, and
Let's see, about
another 20.
30.
So that makes that maybe $12,000. Take off maybe about 12,500 off of that for taxes,
Mm.
and that's what you have. So basically, you probably bring it home just
About
under 40,
32,000.
just under
Yeah.
40,
Oh, just under 40. All right. I
just
was
under
saying
40
about 32.
yearly. Okay,
Ooh, that's still, damn, that's still
right.
bad because
Now you
like
do the math. That $40,000 a year. That's your take home. Okay. Now
you
let's
really only gonna see about 100 of that, maybe at most 500 in that.
I'm gonna give it to you. Okay, so 1,500 times 12, that's 18,000. So out of your 40, 18,000 of it is going to your
FICA.
your rent. Okay, 40 minus
Fucking
18.
FICA.
That's only $22,000 left. Now you got utilities, you got your cell phone, you still got to get You got your car note or whatever. For those of you who got car notes, you got gas. You got to go buy food to sustain yourself. You need new clothes to keep yourself up. You got to wash your
Man,
clothes, so you
look.
need household supplies to keep your house clean and this, that, and the other. So now what?
Yep, sure do.
Okay, and right. Not to mention, and then imagine us using that to take care of you and your children, and that's what it is.
Hmm.
Now imagine
Yeah,
those who got daycare fees.
yeah. Daycare fees,
You know, and
transportation,
you
if
got
you
to take care of your kids.
carpooling,
You got school uniforms and school supplies
school supplies and
and
school events and book clubs and all of that stuff that they do year round, like every 9 weeks.
okay. So that there is where we are. That there is
Mhm.
where we are. So now you want to say this economy is fucked up or whatever, and y'all want to put all that on Biden. You can't put it all on Biden. You
Mm-mm.
cannot put
It
all
was
that
already
on Biden.
it was already fucked up before Biden even got in office. So we just seeing the rest of
Cannot.
what is going on.
So be that as it may, child.
Like Biden is just that person that they want us to point the finger to. Okay, when it's a problem going on here in America, remember this, because it's downright true. They put the president up there just so we can have somebody to point the finger at. He ain't the
Of
one making
course.
the final say so. He come on TV and he'll tell us,
And
oh yeah,
that's the
this, that, and the
part.
third is going on, and then the total opposite happens.
Well, that's the part that everybody has to understand. The president doesn't have a vote. The vice president doesn't have a vote unless there's a tie. And she only gets to break the tie, honey, because right now the Democrats are the leader, the majority leader.
Hmm. Right,
Okay. But she only votes to break up ties.
right.
That's the only time she get the vote. Everything else, all about policies and carrying on, comes down to
And if she
your
did
state
wanted to vote, she can't.
legislatures. It comes down to your representatives and your senators. They're the ones who put
Hmm.
all these policies into play. Has
Yep.
nothing to do with this administration. Well, he needs to do this. He can't do it if won't nobody vote. If the folks don't want to
Gotta
vote,
get out there and
whatever,
vote.
they would tie their hands and make it look like it's his fault when they're the ones who not doing the shit.
There you go. And there you
Anyway,
go.
and there you
Cause they
have it.
not doing shit.
And there you have it. So listen, on that note,
Hmm.
I'm going to get up from here because this chair is doing me. I made a meatloaf. I made some black eyed peas in the crock pot, honey, with some smoked turkey wings in the meat, in
Hmm.
the beans. Some yellow
Oh
rice,
man.
baby, and some cornbread, baby. I bet you're gonna have a good time at this
Well, yeah, I
table.
made me some nachos, fried shrimp on the side. You gotta have our jalapenos and all of that stuff to put on it. So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm in there like swimwear. I gotta have seafood with almost about everything I try and eat.
This child said in there like swimwear. Okay, good evening. All right. So on that note, little fellas, y'all go bask for your team. For those of y'all who wanted the Rams to win, you won. Okay, yada yada yada, and things of that
Man,
nature.
I
I
don't
got
care about
to
neither one of them winning. It's all about the Saints. Who that nation?
I'm going to get up because I got to come. I'm hot. I got to come out these clothes, child.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
with that
yeah.
being
I'm
said, honey,
getting a little hot in this jacket, so I feel you.
you may finish all of your crumpets, darling, because the tea has been dished, and you've been dishing tea, darlings, with a big meat. Wait a minute, before we go, I want to put
Uh
this.
oh.
I want to put this website up here so that you guys can go and check this out. NAAGA.co. Naga. Okay,
Naga.
that's the
Oh, yeah, and
National
that also reminds me.
the National African American Gun Association. NAGA, www.naaga.co. Go there and you guys can find out more information about the organization, how to become a member, what the qualifications are, and this, that, and the other. As African American gun owners, I am not one yet. And I don't know if I ever will be, but to take the classes to learn how to shoot a
I'm
gun,
a gun owner,
to
and I
become
love
familiar
going to
with
the
it,
shooting range.
um, um, to understand what that is, child, it is absolutely fantastic. It's
It's amazing.
absolutely
Student ranges.
fantastic. And I hope y'all learned some things. We're talking with Mr. Philip SMITH-SOBOYEDE. And yeah, that there is that. What you say? Thank you, fan
I
duel
said,
payments.
aha.
Okay. So
Oh
having
yeah,
said all
FanDuel.
that,
You on FanDuel too? I am too. Good money. Good money.
I don't know anything about it. So okay.
It's great.
Okay. So that there is that. So darlings, thank you for your love and your support, honey. If you love us like you do, honey, like, subscribe, share, and tell all of your friends to come on in to watch, like, subscribe, share, honey. But if you hate us, don't give a fuck. You don't want to fuck with us, honey. You can tell all of your motherfucking enemies, honey, to like, subscribe, share, come on up in here and have fun with us, okay?
Just so they can talk ish too.
Okay. So having said all that, my darlings, you may finish all of your crumpets, darling, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, darlings. With Big Meat and Aunt Nikki and the big guy ally, Big Red, honey, and our special guest up in here. This is DJ GK up in here, honey. So on
Atlanta High Radio, Big Guy Entertainment. What up, squad?
that, okay. Oh, this little shout out, yeah. Okay.
Gotta have my shout out. You know I got to.
So with that, my darlings, listen, go ahead on, have a good time, enjoy your evening, and we will see you all again soon. So on that note, honey,
I'm like, all right, man, my face is starting to freeze.